Thank you for joining me on the journey. This is Completed Christianity. So welcome back. Once again, another episode of Being Complete. And today is Shabbat, our validation of the law commentary. And we are looking at James chapter 3 today. And here James is going to talk a little bit about bridling the tongue, watching what you say. And this is going to be a continuity that's going to fall right back in line with what he was saying in the last chapter about the faith without works is dead. That faith produces works. Faith is works. You believe, thus you do. This is a Hebraic concept. You do, you hear, and you obey. You hear and you do. This is a Hebraic concept that he's laying out in chapter 2. So, as we look at this today, he's continuing that continuity of the faith without works is dead. So now he's going on with the works part of it, and the most important part of the works, that if you don't get this bridle in the tongue right, that everything else is going to fall by the wayside as well. So look into this. So James chapter 3. Not many of you should become teachers, my brothers, knowing that we shall receive a stricter or greater judgment. So he's continuing on with this faith with the faith without works is dead, and saying that we shouldn't become teachers because we're going to be held with a stricter judgment. So we have to all the more be in these works and not in the world. For we all stumble in many matters. If anyone does not stumble in word, he is a perfect man, able also to bridle the entire body. Look, we put bits in mouths of horses for them to obey us, and we turn their body. Look at the ships too. Although they are so big and are driven by strong winds, and they're turned by a very small rudder wherever the pilot intends. So too the tongue is a little member, yet boasts greatly. See how a little fire kindles a great forest. So he's likening the tongue to these other things, to a ship, and that it's this very small little member, but yet it basically will turn you every which way. It will decide which way you go by the things that you say, that like Messiah said, the things that comes out of the mouth that defile a person, and these defilements, they will turn you to somebody that you don't want to be, somebody that the Father doesn't want you to be. And the tongue is a fire, the world of unrighteousness. So this tongue, it's gonna set on fire your whole world if you don't keep it in check. And all this goes into the Hebraic concept of Lashon Hara, and it's this evil speech that we got to guard our speech, guard our tongue, and say things that are fitting of people who are redeemed by the blood of the Messiah. So the tongue is a fire, a world of unrighteousness. Among our members, the tongue is set, the one defiling the entire body and setting on fire the wheel of life, and it is set on fire by Gehenna. So this the King James says set on fire by hell, but the understanding of hell is actually not scriptural. This understanding of hell, there's a lake of fiery judgment, but this lake of the hell is in all representations basically the representation of the grave. And so the modern understanding of the word hell is not the same as it was like when the King James was written. It's there's been a switch in this understanding. When you hell something, like you hell potatoes, you're burying them. So the hell is being buried. It's the grave. And so it's set on fire by Gehenna, which is like the trash heap fire that burns continuously. So for every kind of beast and bird, of reptile and creature of the sea is tamed and has been tamed by mankind. But no man is able to tame the tongue. It is an unruly evil filled with deadly poison. So he's going on and on about this tongue. But the thing is that as people that are redeemed by the blood of Messiah, and especially if you're someone who is apt to teach about Messiah, then we have to realize that this tongue, this work of the tongue, that it tends to go to the evil side. And so through the Spirit and through our discipline and through the blood, that we need to rein this thing in. With it, we favor our mighty one and Father, and with it we curse men who have been made in the likeness of the mighty one. Out of the same mouth proceed blessing and cursing. My brothers, this should not be so. And so when we give out favor to people through our mouth, and then we give out cursing to the same people or other people at different times, we are destroying our witness. We're destroying our witness for the one who gave all to purchase us, to redeem us from the jaws of the grave, from the jaws of death. And so we, as our reasonable service, we need to sacrifice ourself, our feeling, our fleshly desires, and move towards the Word, which is the Messiah. Does the fountain send forth sweet and bitter from the same opening? Of course not. My brothers, is a fig tree able to bear olives, or a grapevine figs? So neither is a fountain able to make salt and sweet water. So who is wise and understanding among you? Let him show by his good behavior his works in meekness and wisdom. So that comes back to the tie-in from chapter 2. The faith without works is dead. And so these works of the law, because the only works that the Father has given us are the works that he gave through Moses, that he had Moses write down. Let him show by his good behavior his works and meekness of wisdom. But if you have bitter jealousy and self-seeking in your heart, do not boast against and lie against the truth. This is not the wisdom coming down from above, but it is earthly, unscriptural, or sensual and demonic. So the wisdom that's not from above, i.e. earthly, worldly wisdom, it's earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. So, for where jealousy and self-seeking are, there's confusion in every foul deed. So, when we speak out things against other people, often we do it to protect ourselves, or we do it because we think they're better than us. It's jealousy. We want to notch them down a little bit to make ourselves look better. Jealousy and self-seeking. Almost all sin, you put all sin under the banner of selfishness. It's self-seeking, and when we're seeking self, we're not seeking Him. But the wisdom from above is first clean, then peaceable, gentle, ready to obey, filled with compassion and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace. So, we are to not be speaking against other people. We are to be speaking the things of the Father. We are to be edifying the people around us in our everyday life, and to lift them up and encourage them to be closer to Messiah in each and every way, in every day. That is what we need. So we need to bridle this tongue and edify and lift up each other, and we need to fulfill the law just as our Messiah fulfilled the law. Psalm 89:34, my covenant I will not break, nor alter the word that has gone out of my lips. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Comments of opposition are welcome. Just don't say anything dumb like we're not under the law. We're under grace, because you've been taught to use that verse outside of the bounds of its intended context. Subscribe now. Smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you get notifications of all future videos.